So the other day I seen a video from Supreme Understanding about being called a girl dad, which you should go check that out. Again, his name is Supreme Understanding. He drops a lot of jewels applicable for your life, for your everyday life. But anyway, it's called Why He Doesn't Like to Be Called a Girl Dad. And so it reminded me of being a mama's boy growing up. I was mainly raised by my mom, and then most of my cousins were girls. All the teachers were women pretty much. So I was mainly raised around women. So I could clean a house real good, but I couldn't fix a car, and I still can't fix a car to save my life. So I say that to say I was a mama's boy to the heart, to the core. She loved me to death, which is not a bad thing, but I didn't have that other balance of a man teaching me how to control my emotions. So everything in life I dealt with emotionally. So I had to learn the hard way that you can't deal with everything in life emotionally without logic. Crying about everything. Like for example, when I joined the Air Force right after high school, I just turned 18 in October, and I started basic training the next month in November. So I was a month into being 18. I was away from home, and I went in November, so I was away for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. The three biggest holidays that we're taught to celebrate. So I'm here, at this time we don't have cell phones, none of that. So every time I call home, we would get time to call home to speak to our parents or friends or whatever. And my mom wouldn't be home, so I would leave a message on the answer machine. If y'all don't know what that is, that's like voicemail. So I would leave a message on the answer machine crying how much I miss her, how much I wish I was home, blase blase, right? But I gotta cover my face because we're in phone booths. If y'all don't know what a phone booth is, look it up. But yeah, I'm telling my age. But anyway, long story short, I was a mama's boy. And then being a boy as a man, that's not a good thing to be labeled as. So my point is, as I grew older and I learned, being away taught me how to grow as a man, how not to rely on my mom for every little thing. I had to grow up and grow up quick, because I was then stationed in Turkey, far away from my mom and far away from my family, from anybody that I knew or knew me, growing up. So fast forward, I buy a house about 2007, and my mom moves in with me, and so I tell people, I started to see that when you tell women especially that your mom lives with you, they it's like a flip. They're so used to saying, "Oh, you live with your mom?" No, my mom lives with me. I pay the bills. I brought her in so that I could take pressure off her life, not to add pressure onto her life. Not so she could come in and wash my clothes and clean the house, do all the things that I could do on my own. I brought her in to live with me so that I could, again, give a little back to her for helping, for her, showing her my appreciation, honoring her for what she has done for me growing up, giving birth to me and raising me from a boy to a man. So I say all that to say, it's not a compliment to call a man a mama's boy. We should never be a mama's boy as a man. We should grow up as a man and take away responsibilities from our parents. Again, I'm talking about my mom now, but even as I grew up, I tried to do the same for my pops as well when he was alive. Even though he didn't do everything perfect and he didn't do everything the way I thought he should, growing into the man that I became, I forgave him, and I gave him the opportunity to make up for those things that he did when he was a young man. He was 18 when he had me, barely 18. So he made a lot of mistakes. He had to grow up while still trying to be there for me. You know what I mean? So anyway, I say that to say we shouldn't be holding on to past hurts and pains and bitterness. This life, this journey, throws a lot of things at us. It can either make us bitter or it can make us better. You can choose to go through it or you can choose to grow through it. So it's all our choices. And I hope that made you think about something different and made you look at life very differently.